So let me very quickly do Inversion, which is, I thought, was a really interesting drama with a fantastic performance by Sahar Daulat Shahi as a young woman living in Tehran. Tehran is very polluted, and her mother is suffering respiratory failure. And her brother and sister say, well, therefore, you have to leave the city with our mother because she can't live here anymore. And you don't have a husband and you don't have any kids. Therefore, you must, you've got nothing invested. You must leave. However, she does have a lot invested. One thing that she has is a tailoring shop, which she runs and which employs a large number of women, where she feels very happy and very fulfilled and very accomplished. And the story is therefore a sort of a family drama, which on the one hand is small, about a small group of characters, but on the other hand is actually about a much wider situation, about people's role in society, about the way in which people can be empowered or disempowered, about the way in which responsibilities can be heaped upon some people and then completely unrecognized. What I liked about the film, which has that, on the one hand, it has sort of neo-realist style, it's handheld cameras, looks very sort of gritty, and all the time that our central character is out in the streets, it's shot with long lenses, so you see her with cars constantly passing backwards and forwards. It does conjure this vision of a city that is in the grip of a kind of almost like a Los Angelian smog pollution problem, in which you can see the smog. You know that thing about when you look out over LA and you can actually sort of see that bank of smog sitting on top of it. And so you have that. What you also have is a brilliant central performance as Niloofar, the central character, who is somebody who is quiet and reserved and apparently pushed around by life, but has huge reservoirs of self-belief and of, in the end, independence, and is somebody who is very tied to her responsibilities as a daughter, as an employer, but is also somebody who doesn't want to be pigeonholed by society, by family responsibilities. Terrific performances from the rest of the cast, her brother and sister, who become almost sort of Shakespeareanly angry and controlling in attempting to persuade her that of course she must leave, because she, as I said, she no husband, no children. What possible value can her life have? Of course, she's the person whose life is movable, who, as she herself said, therefore I'm worthless because I don't have these things. And what the drama does is it does that thing that I really love, that it talks about something which is political and societal and universal, and yet it does it by presenting you with a situation which is entirely personal, entirely to do with the small interaction. I mean, this is a movie with big car chases and spaceships and dragons and the rest of it, but it's a movie that actually has something to say about the way in which people behave to each other and to themselves. Very, very low-key direction by Behnam Zadi, who I think does a terrific job of capturing the location, putting you right there in that location, and explaining so much of the story through gesture, through the way in which people behave rather than the way in which the things that people say. It's never a film which goes for binary good or bad oppositions. It's a film which paints its picture in many different colours. And it's, as I said, it's a low-key film, and I know that some people have been put off by how low-key it is, but I found it very powerful. I found it moved towards a resolution which was ultimately and surprisingly uplifting. And if you can get to see it, please do, because it's a really interesting film, and it's called Inversion.